Yes, this is the all-new Dji Neo 2, and there's a lot to this drone that I think not everyone really knows about. It's not only is this one of the cheaper drones out there, but it's also light and has a lot of ways for you to actually use it. So if you're someone that is a beginner, it can be very useful for you. Or if you want to use it for professional use, you can also use it for that. But what can this drone actually do, and how can it be beneficial for you as a user? Let's talk about it. When it comes to the camera specs, you are getting a 1/2-inch CMOS sensor that shoots 4K videos at 100 FPS or 60 FPS even. You can shoot vertical videos at 2.7K, and yes, it is a 12 megapixel camera, which yes, is going to be very similar to video quality or even photo quality to your smartphone. Now what's also nice about this drone is it's extremely light. If you are just going for the standard drone itself, base model, it will only weigh 151 grams, but if you do want to have that extra range, you can have the transmitter extender. It does only weigh up to 160 grams. Which is way under the FAA approval. But there's a lot to the Neo 2 that I think stands out compared to the standard Neo, and that is all the sensor does have built in. Now yes, this is a good beginner drone, especially with all the protection guards you do have, which by the way, you can take them off. So if you want to have one, longer flight, which yes, it does affect the flight and also speed. But what I do want to actually point out about this drone is the safety features it does have. Because yes, you can look at the drone on the top, the bottom, and everywhere around. It has so many sensors to make sure you don't crash this drone, which is also the reason why I think this is going to be a very useful drone for anyone that is starting out. Now there are many ways to actually control it. In fact, there are 3 ways for you to control the Neo 2. One is actually via your phone, which you can also do all different modes. You can also control it with the arrows are on the app, and you can actually have more presets on your phone. Now of course, one of the other ways for you to actually control the Neo 2 is with the built-in modes that are actually found with the Neo 2. And you also have gesture control. Now there are about 7 modes you can actually use, from droney to follow to even helix shot, and they all look pretty good. You even have a selfie mode, which, I mean, hey, can be very useful if you want to capture a whole group in one photo. But let's actually look at the gesture control. Now the way gesture control works is put in follow mode, basically put a fist up and put your palm up. Now once you have done that, it should have a blue light, which will indicate that it's in gesture control. Now with your palm out, you can literally move your hand to the left and it'll follow your hand to the left. And basically the best way to say it is using the force. That is literally the best way to describe the gesture control. Now if you do want to maybe put the drone a little bit further, to literally expand them out. If you want to bring it closer, just put them back together and it'll bring it closer. And if you do want to stop the gesture control, you can just put a fist up and it'll turn it off. And also to select all the different modes you can have with the Neo 2, there are buttons on the side of the drone that allows you to change different modes, presets for distance, select a mode you're wanting to use, just push the orange button, hold lightly in your hand, and it'll fly out. Now obviously once you are done with those shots, it'll fly back to you and keep your hand out and it'll land back in your hand. But now what if you don't want to use gesture control or even your phone? You can actually connect either the standard RC controller or even use this controller and have the goggles, because the option we actually went for is the top of range option for the Neo 2, which includes the goggles and this controller, which I'll actually explain how this controller actually works, because this is a little bit difficult for most users to actually understand, but it's actually very simple. Now of course you don't have to go for this option. You can actually go for the standard RC3 or even buy a separate RC2 controller, which does have the built-in screen, and you can connect it to the Neo 2. That's also what's nice about DJI's ecosystem, is you can easily connect any of their products together seamlessly. Now I'm just going to show a shot of me actually using the drone, trying out in sport mode in the dining room. I was just testing out the controls to see how it feels. And you can definitely do more in sport mode using this set. And it does feel a little bit weird, I'll definitely say. If you are going to be using the goggles for the first time, best way to give an idea of what you can expect when you use the goggles is if you are someone that has tried out VR before, it's very similar to that. It actually does have a lot of nice things that is included with the goggles. Now once you have the goggles on, you can just adjust at the back, make sure it's nice and snug, and it actually is very comfortable. And I do like the padding that they do have. But once you have it on and you have the controller connected to the headset, it's very easy to scroll through all the options you have with the menu. You can do different settings, you can change your recording modes, you can even go into vertical mode, and you can also do some flips, which, yes, we actually use that with the intro, which is doing the flips, to get some transitions for the intro. Now if you are someone that is going to use this more than just, as a hobby, if you're wanting to use it for, let's say, property recordings, or if you're wanting to record events, or even use it for YouTube, it is going to be a perfect fit for that. Because obviously with this whole bundle you have, it has got the extended range. It can actually go over 10 kilometers of distance before the signal can cut out. And you got a decent height of over 500 meters. Now, something I do actually want to really mention about the headset is, yes, it is a little bit front heavy. In fact, I've actually seen a lot of reviews talking about the headset, and they all said the front is very heavy. Now, when I actually tried it on, I will definitely say it is a little bit heavy. It does definitely bring some more weight to the front of your head, but it's not too much where it can actually distract you. But when it comes to this, there is a big difference. Now, the best way to describe the way to use this controller is very simple. So if you want to just, let's say, look around, you can lightly tap on the trigger and you can feel it stop a little bit. Now, you can go fully, but when you do fully, it will go forward. But if you do lightly tap it, it allows you to basically have a look around. And the way you look around is to turn your wrist to the right or the left, which, yes, it has wrist control with this controller. Now, it does definitely change a little bit more when you change it to sport mode, which is a little bit more trickier, but I'm not going to go into that too much. But once you do get used to the standard safety mode, it does help a lot. But here are some of the shots I got using just this with the Neo 2, which, yes, it looks really nice, really fun, and I do recommend using this if you want to do more with the Neo 2. But now, let's talk about some of the things I think might be the downside for the Neo 2. Now, one of them is definitely going to be the battery life. Now, we've tested it multiple times with heavy winds, less wind, and just indoors. It can last up to 15 to maybe 19 minutes, and also depending if you're going to have it in sport mode. Which, yes, it's not the most compared to other drones on the market, but to keep in mind, it is a small little drone and is way underneath the limits the weight limit for the FAA. But that's why I will definitely say going for the Fly More combo, where you get 2 extra batteries, will definitely be a big help. But if you do plan to just use this for simple vlogging or just simple recordings where you use the gesture controls or your phone, then I think the standalone drone will be best for you. Which, by the way, how much does the Neo 2 actually cost you? Now, if you're going for just the base drone itself, with no extended range to it or anything like that, it will cost you $260, which is not bad pricing at all for this type of drone. Because keep in mind, you're getting good video quality, good photo quality, and you're also getting a lot of functions to it without having a controller needed. But if you want to go for the route where you have an RC controller or something similar to what we have, it can range up to a max of $600, which is roughly the same price as the standard option of the Mini 5 Pro. Now, the best way to really describe this drone for a user, if you're someone that wants to get some casual shots of your hike, your cycle, or you're just wanting to capture some basic moments, then yes, I would really recommend this drone for them. But if you are someone that wants to just get into a hobby of droning and wanting to have a similar feel to FPV, you can go for the Fly More motion option, which is definitely going to be very useful. And if you are also wanting to do professional shooting, you can use this. But do keep in mind, this is not a professional drone compared to other drones from DJI, such as the Mini 5 Pro or even the Mavic. Those are way more powerful and have higher quality when it comes to the video and photos. But always let me know in the comments below. Do you think you'll pick up the Neo 2 for yourself or not? I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next one. Be safe as always. Have a good day onwards.